Oops. Hello guys, it's Killian, and welcome back to the Indie Pond. But today, we're not really in a pond, are we? We're kinda flying in the sky, as it were. Insert reading rainbow joke here, but I can't remember the lyrics. Today we're gonna be testing out a game called Sky Nations, and your first reaction, some of you might be, is this Minecraft? Did you just reskin Minecraft? And the answer is no. This game is a completely different game, completely different developer, made from scratch. And I know a lot of people are going to criticize it as such, but you really have to hear me out until the end, hear the whole story of what's trying to be created here. And it's really cool. This isn't going to be like one of those first impressions, kind of just boot it up and play. I have played quite a bit of this game just to learn the dynamics and such. So anyway, we are on the official server. This is their little hub area. We're going to click this reset button so I can get some tools and speak to you guys a bit about how the game works. Essentially, what Sky Nations is if you take Minecraft, okay? You got that in your mind? Yeah, it's pretty easy. And then you take Guns of Icarus and mash them together. Some of you might be thinking of the Zeppelin mod, and I know that is a thing in Minecraft, but this is a bit more well done in my opinion. Oh, look at that shooting star there. First thing you want to be wary of in this game is damage is persistent. Wait, hold on, let me. Oh, I'm in spawn, so you can't see it. Damage is persistent, so there's actually a repair function, and that's kind of where that Guns of Icarus flare comes in, is once blocks are broken, they stay damaged, and that counts for blocks on your ship. So you can kind of have a crew, you can have your pilot and your gunner, and then you can kind of have a guy running around repairing everything too. So first things first, I would like to make a ship from scratch. I have already made a ship that is over there, but I just want to show you the gist of how this works. It is a bit like the Zeppelin mod, where you have a control module that you kind of plonk down, and then, but it's kind of in reverse. I think with Minecraft Zeppelin mod, it was you build the thing first, and then activate the blocky thingy, and then it was kind of convoluted. This is a bit more streamlined, like I said, and they're trying to actually build a more structured game around it. I almost forgot to mention the developer is Mr. Ben Johnson, who is a wonder individual over on Twitter. So it's a one-man show. So yeah, one guy, as I'm sure everyone is used to with Notch's wonderfulness, is responsible for all of this. So you gotta hand it to him. Where I'm looking for something. Control. Wait, is it control or is it? Oh, we want an energy well. First things first. This is a little tricky because it is kind of in that alpha beta stage. It's still being worked on. Like I always say, this series for alpha, when we were reviewing alpha and beta games, this is all about giving recommendations for the development process, and we are only going to assess it in its current development stage. So that being said, there's no real tutorial. There is a very involved wiki, however. If I can place this down. So that's our energy well. And if I remember correctly, we right-click it. Yep, we right-click it. And then we get this little platform here. And then we need, it kind of hums, can you hear it? Humming's gone. That is something I will say, is the lack of certain sound effects. There are quite a few, like when you hit stuff, certain ambient sound effects, and of course there is no music at this time. That is something to look forward to. So this is going to be a little quiet. Don't know if I'm going to be able to slap some music in here or not, but anyway, we want the control module. Put it right here. Left click to place. This is always a little bit tricky because we don't have any jets. This is my one criticism at this stage is you don't know which way you're going to be flying until you strap jets on it and start moving. So you can put the control module on completely backwards. I need some dirt. It's just like Minecraft, digging some dirt. I'd hate to make comparisons to it, but really that's the only good block game we have to go off of for this kind of thing. And I know OCD people, such as myself, are going to be bugged by this. You gotta, like, patch up the dirt. But there is a reason for it. It goes into that whole repair mechanic with the ships when you get into combat. Here, let me place some dirt down. Come on. It's a little glitchy. You can't really do the jump and place method. Am I out of dirt? Nope, come on. Oh, it's because the... No, to fall in the hole! Ah! There's a little bit of fall damage. Let's get out of here. Come on. Things do glow. I'm not sure if you noticed that. Look. It's very beautiful. Lets you know when you've dropped something. I do like that quite a bit. Let's get out of here. The nice thing about the server reset block at the beginning, that's something admins, this is the official server, so it's just kind of at the beginning, but admins can place them wherever they feel. It wipes your inventory, so you can still have, oh, look at her, isn't she beautiful? You can have a badass battleship and just reset and get another basic materials for making a ship, but it's nice if you lose everything, and that's something we'll talk about later, is you do lose everything quite often. Alright, so we want to strap some thrusters on this bad boy. These are just the basic thrusters. As long as it's attached anywhere to the ship, they will work. However, we're going to want to turn them on with a left click, or is it a right click? It is a right click, okay. So we got our engines on. And just to demonstrate, you can add on to this however you could strap some sand on there if that's your thing, or that actually does come into play if you get into combat, because certain blocks are stronger than others. However, they also have different weights, I believe. So it's all about, you know, do you want better armor, like a cobblestone ship that deals more damage but goes slower, or not deals more damage, can take more hits but goes slower. It's all that pros and cons. Now let's see if I have this on the right way. I do. Okay, cool. And as you can see, just with these few components, we can start going. Now we don't go very fast, however. You can only go up to about 4, which is kind of slow. I think it's a scale of 4 to 12 or 4 to 10, 4 being your slowest and 10 being like bullet speed. So this is just kind of putting around a bit, just with your basic materials. Now if I can just park this baby over here. Yep, space and control to ascend and descend, like many a aircraft game. Things are a bit floaty, but when you're in the sky, of course, the controls are going to be a little floaty. I don't really think you can make the controls any slicker than they already are. Whoa, 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 gotta fall. Oh god. Well, we won't need it too much. That's just our basic ship. That is just for demonstrative purposes. Demonstrative, whatever fancy word you like to use. Now, we're going to go over to my baby. My fish. My fish ship. First things first. Ignore all of this complicated nonsense in the front. We'll get to that in a bit. How do you make your ship go faster? You can craft some thrusters. However, here, let me turn these on. In the bottom right, you'll see energy minus 60 per second. You need, let's see, let me go over here. You're going to need, I think these are batteries. Hold on. Yeah, those are batteries. This is the engine. You're going to have to make generators, and you're going to have to burn stuff. You can just put any kind of wood in there, you see, and it'll fill it up. Or there are various like molten. I think the highest grade is like some kind of molten core energy source. Basically, the higher the grade, the more fuel you get out of it. But at the very basic levels, you're going to want to have your jets or your what do you call these things? Your thrusters somewhere where you can turn them on and off very quickly, because you kind of just use it as a boost early game. Now, what is all this other stuff you say? This is kind of a SPS, I think they call it. Yep, SPS. You can put in any coordinate, and it will point to it. It's set to 0. 0 is apparently always the spawn point on maps. And if you press M, it is. It looks kind of like some of those Minecraft maps you see, or the Minecraft where you can go online and type in the map finder for a server. It's a bit like that. You've got Fog of War, and the more you explore, it's not the more it loads. This is actually all loaded back here, I believe. It's just where you have been. We'll get to these spheres down here in a minute. How do I close it? M? Okay, so that tells us where we're going. This thing, I forget the name of. I think it's these two things are kind of anti-threat precautions. This, I believe, is supposed to show enemies in the area. So each of those is supposed to be like an energy well, that thing, of another ship. I'm not sure if it works properly because I don't. There's our little dummy ship over there, and there's a few over there. This might be something else entirely, but If I remember correctly on the wiki, it has something to do with finding enemies. This thing is kind of an anti-weapons radar. It will start to beep very annoyingly when it detects like a cannon, like you'll see over here. Let me not fall off. Like any iron or any weapons on another ship. So this is kind of like our nav system. This is all of our fancy stuff. We got a storage crate over here that has all my stuff. We'll get to crafting in a minute. Something I like about this game right off the bat is this baby right here. Let's talk about this. A telescope. It's beautiful. Why don't more games have telescopes like this? It's so beautiful. Anyway. Oh, also, another thing that is craftable is you can actually craft a spawn point and bind to it. So as you can see, I've installed a spawner right onto my ship. I think you just right click. Yeah, block will no longer cover you. Right click again. I am now bound to that block. There should be one over there, or I think when you're unbound, it auto resets to the one at spawn. And then we have the cannons. Whoa, why is the power going down? Because I stepped away from it. The cannons and the cannon ammo crate. Sorry. Basically, you can put. Let me find my big iron balls. You can put ammo in the ammo crate anywhere on your ship, and it will start to draw from there. Now, the only finicky thing I have about the combat system in this game, you can make like a personal weapon. In here we have like this cattle prod thing, which is like your basic melee weapon. You can make your own pistol, but as far as craft combat, basically how it works is just you right click on it and it shoots stuff. I mean, look at that smoke effect. It's so cool. I will give it to them that it looks awesome. One criticism is that let's take a listen. I don't think the sound effect has that much oomph to it. I might just have my sound down, but so basically how I have this set up is, okay, we're rolling around, let's ascend, we're moving, and then I can right click that while I am in motion. But it gets a little tricky once you have multiple cannons and such. Here, let's slow down a bit. Because you have to click directly on the block. See, that's why I don't have this glass here. But that also means I don't have the protection. So one-manned aircraft are kind of hard to pull off, because you have to be able to click all this stuff, you know? It's not so much of a problem if you have multiple people. As I said before, you can have your gunner, you know, taking care of business, and you can just worry about flying. But that is definitely a criticism, as I'm worried about being able to interact with all this stuff. I think I tried sinking the control block down into the bottom so I could, like, you know, kind of like stand right here and be able to interact. But for you to be controlling the ship, you have to be standing right here. So that is my first worrisome thought, is being able to control all this stuff. Unless they're trying to reinforce teamwork. But that's a whole nother conversation entirely. So let's get flying. I'll talk a little bit as we fly. There are different biome types, and that's where the crafting comes into play. Different biomes will have different kinds of materials. So if we look over here, I believe that's just like a plains biome. I'm using Minecraft lingo here. Kind of like a plainsy standard biome. We've got an ice glacier over there. It's like a little ice star. And then on our map, which is where we'll be going in a bit here. Oh, hold on, I gotta align right. I think I'm going the wrong way. And a little bit to the right. And we should be on the right track. These are molten cores. They look like little Death Stars, and they are where you get a very valuable material. There, and then the, I think there's a biome right around here. Iron, copper, and molten cores, or burnt out cores, sorry, are very, very important. First thing, before I continue talking, I don't know if the ship will continue moving if I stop. No, you have to have a pilot. Okay. That would be a little cool just to kind of turn it on. But I guess if you logged out, that would be a problem. So, big crafting stuff that you need. Burnt out core lets you make energy wells and things that, generator. I'm not sure if you can make a generator. But this makes a lot of your ship. It's very critical in making your ship. Then we got copper. I believe it just comes like this. You don't have to refine it or anything. However, I believe there is a refined of each metal. And then, where is some iron? Do I not have any iron? Here's another spawning stone. Another control panel. Some ice. I don't believe I have any iron. See, I have some copper bullets here. Let's go over to the crafting table for a sec before we go any farther out. So it'll give us a list of things we can make. It's not like Minecraft Tetris where you have to put in all the different things. See, we can make a copper door if we wanted to. Here's the radar and the, what is this? Detects defenses. Ah, that's the thing that beeps. Ammo crate and such. Battery power cell control panel. I think for an energy well you need iron, which is why we're not seeing it here. Glass. Yes, so it's a lot of going from place to place, getting the right biome, and getting the right material. The game doesn't really encourage you to just set up a base Minecraft style, because, let's face it, in standard Minecraft, there is a lot of griefing, but in this game, it's kind of the pinnacle of the game. That's what you're doing a lot of, is raiding other ships. And that brings me to my concern for this game is, I love this idea. Just I can imagine what people would do with this. They'd make like bases in the air and like cities, and you'd have like alliances, and you'd have like pirates and groups of what would you call them? People who would counter piracy. Yeah, I'm trying not to use the word knight, or policeman, but you get my drift. So there's a lot of that. You kind of have to, you can't really make a base either, because I don't know if this is going to be fixed, but I heard that blocks that have been damaged or user-placed blocks load first. So let's say one of those ice glaciers off in the distance had a little bunker in them. I'd be able to see the bunker before I saw the glacier. So to save your ship when you log off, because that is another issue, is your ship stays right where it was parked. I'm sure you guys saw those unmanned ships over there. You kind of got to fly up or down. Way, way up or way, way down. There's no real way to defend your ship. Ooh, wait, let's get the spyglass out. We got some abandoned cores over there. Interesting. Why would you put a spawning block on the bottom? It's got like a little pirate ship thing going there, though. Not too shabby. So what are my concerns? What are my compliments for the game, if you will? My praise. It's an awesome idea. I like that they streamlined the whole. God, I'm slowing down here. That they streamlined the whole, air zeppelins, block kind of thing. It has a lot of potential, but it needs a lot of people to work. As you can see, I'm kind of the only one on the server. And this is one of those games that relies heavily on user interaction and user creativity. With only a couple people that don't really know each other. Oh, there are our Death Stars, is all I like to call them. But these machine spheres are where we get our copper and our burnt out courses, you'll see in a minute. But you need people, and if it's only a couple people that don't know each other, it just turns into a griefing fest. I did take an hour or two out of my first session of, dealing with some griefing and some graffiti, if you will, that was put up on the server. So there is that issue, but does it have potential? If I'm seeing this as a game that you pop into a server and communities just grow around, like a third-party community. Yes, I think this has a lot of potential. It's open world, but it has that kind of, Guns of Icarus, air battles. But it's more than that. There could be like commerce and trading, but the groundwork is there. I'm just worried about the community. Really, that's what it boils down to, is the community. Now, this game is not for free. I believe it's, I'll have to get a price and put it in the description. I don't think it's too expensive. It's probably around what us Americans would consider about $10 or so. Don't think it's too expensive. It is a work in progress. There are some things they need to put in. But right now, it's banking on a lot of community interaction. And I feel for the game to get to its full potential, I think we need to see some... Oops, I'm going backwards. Forwards! I think we need to see some kind of PvE elements, if you will. Maybe some like wandering pirates that you can fight and stuff. This is very early in development. I think they just put pigeons into the game. And the developer was talking about how that's going to lay a lot of the groundwork for all of the advanced AIs. Can I get in here? Can I just kind of... Boop. Yep, I can park it right here. Okay. So that will lay the groundwork for a lot of the AIs. But there is a good amount of ideas to work here. And that's something I always stress with indie games is you can have a good idea and it just needs a little work. Or you can have a bad idea that is just plain bad. This is a very, very nice idea, and I think it has a lot of potential. And if you just if you compare it to Minecraft, shame on you, because there's a lot of love and devotion that has gone into this game. Now, what is so important about a machine sphere? As you can see, that guy that logged off over there has parked right by a succulent sphere of burnt out cores. And that is our main source of everything, really. I can't think of anything that doesn't, well, if you get into guns and such. But that, burnout cores is what you use, like I said, for, you know, your engines and your everything. All of your mechanical bits, and then we got copper here. And I believe it can be used just like this. I think there are refined metal, there is like metal refining, but I'm pretty sure that's more for, like bullets and stuff like that. Just get some copper, and let's see what we can make. The one problem with my ship, I can't jump back into it very easily. Let's put this here. Now, how many items are in the game? Like, how much can you deck out your ship? Quite a bit. I think there's a few stages of thrusters, a few different generators, but it is pretty bare bones at the moment. It all boils down to, you know, how creative can you be? Can you make more than just like a weird, wacky fish ship like I have? You know? And then, like I said, once you get into multi-person crews, that's where a lot of the fun comes from. There's not going to be a lot of action in this video. I've already been kind of talking here for 20 minutes, but it's a lot of ideas and concepts. So they are trying to get on Greenlight. I would highly recommend, I think they're pretty close to actually getting approved. I would highly recommend checking the game out. Get into it with a couple friends, I would say. You know, all of you pick it up at the same time, make a crew, adventure around. Like I said, the tech tree is pretty involved. Lots of things you can do. They might benefit from a few additional materials, because right now it just kind of seems like you need copper, iron, burnout cores, that kind of thing. But, like, how many games do you know that have flying, like, floating Death Stars for a biome? That's pretty awesome. So yes, let's review here as we fly off into the distance. I hope in the right direction. Let's check our nav. We want to go to the right to get back in the spawn. Actually, no, let's go down to that little island over there. Does the game have potential? Yes. Does it have a lot of single-player variety and value at the moment? No. Do I think they should add in some PvE elements? Definitely. The potential for that is definitely on its way. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, you gotta be gentle with these, you know, in development indie titles. But come on, guys, you know, look at this. It's beautiful. Indie games are amazing, aren't they? I don't know what more to say, really. The lack of music is a tad bit unsettling. That is what I will say. Sky Nations, guys, check it out. Vote on Greenlight. Do all of that good stuff. I will definitely be keeping my eye on it. We might make some follow-up videos to see how this progresses. But right now, I can definitely see this as like the perfect, you know, get 10, 20 people, you know, you get your little server community going and build some ships and do some battles. So, thank you guys for watching. Check the game out in the description. And I will see you later. Wait, can we destroy blocks with the cannon? Can we eviscerate this quaint little... Oh, we got some damage. Full power! Full power! Wait. Oh, I think we made a hit. Come on. We're chipping away at it. I'll see you guys next time.